Hello friends, welcome to my channel. I am Lady Calmere. I am doing my 215th video and it will be on the goddess Hebe. And here is her card and it says spiritual sustenance. And it's from this deck, Ancient Feminine Wisdom of Goddesses and Heroines by K. Stevenson and Brian Clark. So, who is Hebe? She is a Greek goddess, and her name means youth. She's also called the flower of youth. She is one of the nicest goddesses to get to know. She's very approachable and very friendly. And already the cats are starting. She's very approachable and very friendly. And she is the goddess who has a very important job. She's overlooked, or she's forgotten, or she's dismissed for the other goddesses like Aphrodite, Hecate.
Just wish our lives were bigger.
And like I said, they're already starting. And Artemis. But make no mistake, she has had and still has an important job. She is the goddess of youth. And her job is that of giving the gift of immortality and giving the gift of eternal youth. She is the daughter of Hera and Zeus, Hera and Zeus, or sometimes, depending on the story, Hera impregnated herself by eating lettuce while chatting it up with Apollo. So either way, she becomes the daughter of Zeus. So Hera and Zeus are the king and queen of the gods. Hera is his lawful wife, and Hebe looks like a dead ringer of her mother, but much younger. She becomes the fourth wife of Heracles. When Heracles dies and his mortal shell is cast away from him and his immortal soul is brought to Olympus, it was Hebe who gave him the drink of immortality. And he lives among the Olympians with Hebe, and her home is Mount Olympus. So she becomes his fourth wife, and this is the part where many stories will say the reconciliation between Heracles and Hera. And she actually has two sons by Heracles. So Hebe has other things that she does. She is the goddess who is kind, giving. She is a goddess of mercy and forgiveness. When prisoners were released, they would leave their chains by a certain tree in honor of Hebe. They would leave their chains as if they had been pardoned and forgiven. Time served, and all is forgiven by Hebe. She is also the handmaiden of her mother Hera. She is the one that takes care of her needs and also gets her chariot ready for Hera, that yokes her peacocks to her carriage. She also helps Aphrodite, and she even, in one of the stories, bathes and dresses her brother Ares. But it's pronounced Ares. So, things about this goddess, her season is the season of spring. Her favorite people would be young brides. She does love a good wedding, so she is a goddess that would be called to celebrate a wedding. So she deals with marriages and weddings. One of some of her names include Ganymede, as there is Ganymede or Ganymede, which is a boy, a youth, that is used to also become a cupbearer of Zeus. So I'll get into the story with him. Basilia is one of her titles, and Basilia means princess. So she is called princess. She is a princess. She I mean, just think of the title, princess. So she's also called Dia, D-I-A. And in Dia, she means the daughter goddess. Kori is the daughter, but Dia is saying that she is the daughter of Zeus. And Ganymede means the gladdening princess, the happy princess, the glad princess. So she is also known, according to Pindar, as the herald of Aphrodite. She is the herald of Aphrodite. If you were to put her in a maiden, warrior, mother, crone, sovereign, queen, one can use her as a maiden, but she does become a mother, but she seems to always she is definitely the maiden, for she is the goddess of youth and the goddess of spring. And here she is with an eagle. She is the one who is the cupbearer of the gods and goddesses. She is the one that serves sweet nectar and ambrosia to the gods and goddesses. She is the one, upon the order of a deity, will make someone immortal. And we can look at this as alchemical, as Hebe, of calling upon to feel eternally young. And for the power, when we talk about in Hinduism, moksha, and for the immortality, to follow through onto the great work, to make one perfected, to basically not to have to be incarnated, and to not have to go through life, the cycles of life and death, to have that immortality, to earn our place among the immortals. Our soul is immortal, but our body is not. Hebe is like the fountain of youth. And we think about the fountain of youth of plastic surgeries and skin tightening and creams and all these lotions that we use. Her name is spelled as Hebe, but it's pronounced Hebe. She is very beautiful. In fact, when Heracles first laid his eyes on her, he fell in love with her. She is his fourth and final wife. He had other wives before her. But when he won immortality to live among his place with the gods and goddesses, he was allowed to marry the daughter of Hera and Zeus. Hera really does love her daughter Hebe very much. So, she is a goddess of young people and brides. She deals with marriages. Her sacred animals are eagles. Eagles and hens. Sorry. Eagles and hens. Her Roman name is Juventas. But I think it's pronounced Juventas. Juventas. Her symbols are the grail, the cup, the pitcher. Her husband, of course, is Heracles. She represents all that is beautiful. She represents the sweetness of life, the drink of nectar, and eternity. For she is the one who keeps the gods young and youthful. She is the goddess who pours out the gifts of celebration. She is the one who gives birth to two of the sons, to Heracles. And I believe they may have been twins. I'm about 99% sure they are twins. Her major centers of worship were Sicyon, Sicyon, and Philos. I think it's pronounced spelled PHLIOUS. So Philos and Sicyon. Her things that she would like and things that you would offer her, or anything that the young girl would like, or young lady. She likes cosmetics, lotions and perfumes, and pretty things for her hair, and little pretty knickknacks, and little ornaments and jewelry, of course. Chocolate and candy, sweet drinks such as mead, wine, definitely wine, sweet juices, and decadent pastries and cupcakes. And some of these are more modern cupcakes, and honey, and honeycombs, something sweet, maybe some yogurt covered dried fruit. Think about making something for her from yourself, maybe from your juicer. Maybe make her some apple juice and make some kiwi juice and make something fun. As for, and also just think of like, but as mixed drinks, something fun. Something, maybe Mai Tais or peach bellinis. Something elegant. Maybe a nicely done martini. Something elegant. Maybe make her a smoothie. Give her something also, things for her hair. Hairpins. Give her things of beauty. I mean, look at her. She's full of beauty and grace. Give her pretty crystals, pretty stones, and pretty rocks. Make her altar very pretty and very spring-like. Flowers, definitely flowers. Especially flowers that represent spring, like lilies. Hello, Jack. Roses. Oh, she would just love roses of all colors and tulips. Think of, make her altar very colorful, or at least that representing life. The tree of life, or something representing the fountain of youth, would be great for her. Hebe is the blooming of youth, of young energy. Sometimes this ego can symbolize Zeus, but the ego represents like something, an animal that renews itself, that regenerates itself. Hebe was, according to Pindar, was called the fairest of all the goddesses. Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the fairest of them all? Why, Hebe, of course. So yes, the fair had I'm so stupid. The fairest of all the goddesses. Youthful, desirable, and beautiful. So, sometimes in art she is depicted as a young, beautiful virgin holding a grail or a cup and wearing a crown of flowers. Sometimes even a golden wreath with a crown of flowers. Or she wears clothing or garments made up of different colors. So like I said, she loves colorful things, and think what girls like, young girls like. So sometimes she is seen as, her eyes are sparkling and beautiful, and she has this beautiful flowing hair, sometimes dark hair, and her skin is like a creamy white, pale, like not pale polished skin, but white creamy skin. She can restore youth to mortals. After her birth, did you know the deities fought among themselves and argued and argued among themselves of who can give her the best gifts and the best honor, the best libations and offerings. Like Apollonos would play music for her. You know, he's the Apollo. He would give her the gift, play music for her, and sing songs to her. While Poseidon, Athena and Poseidonos gave her toys to play with. So, yeah, the gods were like enamored by her. So when you think about doing a toast, think about Hail Hebe. Let's not forget her. She, in the patriarchal customs, her role was that of serving guests and the domestic responsibilities. And also the life of also a pretty princess, but also that of serving guests and domestic responsibilities. And she is very beautiful. She is the nectar of the gods. So, I believe, was it Pindar? No, it wasn't Pindar. It was Homer who said that this goddess served nectar, wine, and drinks, refreshments to the deities as they watched a fight between Paris and Menelaus. So there were several stories about how her end came to as cupbearer, but then she gets it back in some stories. Is that when Zeus fell in love with this handsome boy. Yep. Zeus was enamored by a handsome young lad named Ganymede. But it's pronounced, we call him Ganymede here, but it's Ganymede. And he decided, I don't want to be serving me. I want this young, handsome, strong fella to serve me. Of course, Hera was none too happy about this, about her daughter's dismissal. So, yeah. But one would think Hera would not allow Ganymede to serve her. That it was also says that maybe it was just Ganymede serving Zeus while Hebe serves Hera her ambrosia. She would just rather throw the ambrosia in Ganymede's face and hit him in the head with a cup before she would accept anything from a lover. You guys, Hera took her vows of marriage and was a lawfully wedded wife of Zeus. She's not going to tolerate that. There was another one of how she gets it back is during the fall of Troy. Of course, he was a Trojan. He was from Troy. He was very, very depressed. And so Hebe was brought back. Another story about how she kind of lost her place was, there was a wardrobe malfunction and she tripped in front of the whole host of deities. And Zeus was none too happy and says, you know what, you're dismissed. Another story of how she had her dismissal, at least for a while, was that she married Heracles, so she had some wifely duties to go on, and of course we have to have Ganymede replace her. But either way, it is said that, by many, she is again the cupbearer. But one can say she would never, Hera would never accept a unsolicited lover to give her ambrosia. And if you know who Hera is and you know how her attitude is, check out my YouTube, because I did a presentation on her as well as Zeus and Aphrodite. So, if you look in the Iliad, it was Hebe who helped Hera prepare her chariot by rolling the wheels and making sure that they were bolted right, and making sure that everything was done right, and that she is standing beside her mother ready to take her orders, as such a handmaid would. So it is said that Hebe washed and dressed Eris, her brother, in clean garments after he had a very fierce battle against the king of Argos, Diomedes, during the Trojan War. And then, of course, Ares and Hebe returned to Mount Olympus together. Hebe was very generous, and the ancient people of Greece saw her very generous and brave, and that she was written to be one of the most loved of the gods and goddesses, and beloved of them, and the youngest. So anyways, there were one time, I think it was after a certain war, or Trojan War, she said she would never ever grant youth or immortality to any human being again. She was so upset. But it was Athena who told her, gave her great advice to not do this, that she would be needed once again to do it. And of course she follows Athena's advice. So it looks like none of the gods had any problems with this goddess. Did you know that there is a flower species called Hebe, named after this goddess of youth? And it grows, it is grown in New Zealand, South America, and the Southern Pacific. So they are absolutely very beautiful. They are white, purple, pink, blue, and even red. And they are a popular, beautiful plant. Hebe is also given to a name of a large asteroid that actually orbits between Mars and Jupiter. Hebe, of course, this is not considered a dangerous asteroid, so no problems there. It's not a danger to Earth. Her sons that she had, and I don't think I mentioned it, as Alexarius and Anicetus, and I hope I'm saying it right. Anicetus and Alexarius. So they had 2 sons together. And actually, Hera allowed her daughter, her beautiful handmaiden, to be married to Heracles. And by the way, if it wasn't for the meddling of Hera, Heracles would have never had lived on for eternity. And Heracles wasn't like, seen. He was great, strong, half immortal, son of Zeus and Alcmene. Hope I'm saying it right. But I heard he had a very violent temper, even among the Greeks themselves, and that his violent temper has also got him in trouble. And that sometimes he would think more with his brawn than with his brain. Whatever the case, the hatred that she had for Heracles is the one that tempered him like steel and made him from pig iron to a basic pig iron into a beautiful sword. So there is like trials and tribulations that made him the immortal that he was and became a god because of his labors and because of Hera. And one could think that, some of the stories, it's like he kind of chose his life in some things. It's really complicated because, of course, Hera, tried to kill him as a baby, but he was strong enough to withstand anything that she sent, for the most part, and that she shaped him. So anyways, we see that Heracles becomes the son-in-law of Hera. An official marriage. So Heracles is now forever young and forever free of pain, and that he is worshipped among the gods and goddesses. So, if it, people also pray to her for forgiveness. So if you're looking to forgive yourself or forgive others or to be forgiven, she is great for forgiveness rituals. If you are looking for mercy and kindness, she is also the goddess to grant mercy and kindness. To find that love and that compassion and empathy, she is a goddess of that. So if you need that spiritual hug, if you need that empathy, if you need that warm welcome, she is the goddess that leaves the light on for you. She is the goddess of comfort, and she is the goddess that brings peace, the sign of relaxation. She deals with peace, she deals with mercy, and she deals with comfort. And I know, no, a lot of people like to pigeonhole our gods, to put them in neat little compartments and say, this is the god of this, and this is the goddess of that, and this is the god of this, and this is the goddess of that. It's wrong thinking. Alright? And so groves are sacred to her. When prisoners were released from jail or prisons, they would leave their chains on trees in different sacred groves to pay homage to her. So we can also think about, what were we released from? Is there anyone here that has been released from prison? Maybe we can also put a copy of of things that you've been arrested for, or have you been in prison in a marriage? Maybe we can think about leaving, your wedding ring or something that represents that marriage that you felt you were chained. Is there anything that you felt you were imprisonment? Maybe it was in prison through a mental condition, and that now you're free. Maybe you've been imprisoned in your home, in your mind, and you're finally free to do things that you want to do. Maybe we can think about leaving an image of something of that. Maybe something that we felt we were in prison too. Because we're not just talking about a physical prison. Sometimes it's a prison of the mind. Sometimes it's a prison. Maybe I've been in that position where I could not walk right. So, and when you're in a wheelchair, or if you're in a walker, it feels like, it feels like you have been chained to something. And when you are released from that, maybe leaving something, a piece of that behind for her. Maybe a little piece of the wheelchair, a little piece of the walker, and leave that behind and say, I am free from this. I am free from a relationship. I am free from this disability. I am free from this mental disability, or I'm free from a jail, or free from prison, or free from a mental institution, or just free of my family, or free from false friendship, freedom that I felt like I was in prison. She represents freedom. Do you see where I'm getting? Free from this, free from that. So she represents freedom to be let go. She represents pardons and forgiveness and clemency, even compassionate release. She is very, very approachable. So if you're new to calling the gods and goddesses, if you're not sure and you want someone approachable, she's definitely one of the most kindest and loving of the gods and goddesses. She is a goddess of celebrations and renewal. She is the goddess of renewal. So, Juventus and Hebe's month is June. So her Roman counterpart and name is called Juventus, and her month is June. So, just thought you should know that. What else can I talk about this goddess? I'm 39 minutes into this. So this goddess does love celebrations. She does love a good wedding. She does love a good toast at dinner. So remember her. Invite her. Let her in. she is definitely one of the goddesses that you would say light goddess. Where you have dark goddesses, you have the light goddesses. She's definitely a light goddess. So, what else can I talk about this goddess? I am not sure. I thought I would have a longer presentation to her. But you can find statues of her. I found there are bigger ones, but I got a little small one with her eagle and holding her cup full of ambrosia. She is a... Some people may overlook her because, oh, she's not a warrior. She's not this, she's not that, but make no mistake, her position is very important. And I really hope I strike this home with you. So, she helps us take joy and feast. She is the one who brings happiness to the immortal gods. She is the one to bring... She is the one who brings gladness and happiness to the gods and goddesses. So anyways, wow, I've been talking for about 42 minutes, blabbing on. And I just want to thank you for watching my video. I really hope I introduced you to a new goddess. That she is the sweetness of life and the sweetness of youth. And I hope that you could do more research on her. And I hope she becomes more and more popular among the pagans, and that she will no longer be so overlooked. And if you like this presentation, if you like my videos, please give me a thumbs up. Like and subscribe because it helps my channel grow. And every time you watch this video, the algorithms change. And it really helps me. I don't have a Patreon account. So, check out cuddly.com. There are things that, if you can donate to animals or animal welfare, give them what you would have given me. Give to charities of what you would have given to me and how much this video was worth to you if you can afford it. I don't have a Patreon account, so yeah, I do these videos for free. I don't even get money right now from YouTube. So I really hope you enjoy them. Please pass my videos to your friends and family, and feel free to send me good energy you know, send good luck, good money, good prosperity, you know, send healing to me and my cats, and I accept all good energies and protection. That would also be a good payment. You know, good spells, good energies. Make a good candle and light it for me, and send good energies and spirits to my home. And thank you so much for watching. And as always, blessed be. And I hope you had a great Yule. Take care, folks. This may be my last presentation this month of December. Who knows? But again, as always, blessed be.